Able to see my screen, guys? Yeah. So these are the data types which are high-level data types, I can say. We haven't discussed in detail, but in general, whenever we deal with data, we will have text kind of data, numeric data, and date-related data. So by considering them, we have started our learning starting from these data types. So text data type can be handled through which data type is in SQL using either char or varchar data type. And number data types can be handled using integers and decimals. Date data types and time related data can be handled using date and date type. And we have seen every data type will have a certain set of characters or data to be allowed. So text kind of data allowing what kind of characters is? All alphabets irrespective of casing, all special characters, all numeric 0 to 9. Okay, this way. Okay. And number data type allows only integer values. What does it mean? It allows only an integer value, not a decimal value like this. Okay. And we are having one more data type with the name decimal, which allows both integer as well as decimal values. And date data type where we'll be able to say date related information inside those columns. Okay. So these things are from our last session. When we try to insert data which is not compatible with the data type of that particular column, then we will get errors. See, when we try to insert a decimal value in decimal column with more number of digits, so we'll get some error. Decimal values are getting rounded here. See, yeah. See here, what we tried to here inserting decimal value into a decimal column with a scale more than the one defined. Okay. So here fee column is defined. Fee column defined with column fee. People columns. Fee column defined with decimal 6 comma 2. Decimal 6 comma 2. Whereas we 1 second, yes. 6 comma 2. Whereas we try to insert data in this way. 6 comma 2. What does it mean, guys? 6 comma 2. Whenever we say decimal 6 comma 2, what should be the count of values or numbers that are allowed before decimal point? 1 second, yes. So the number of digits that are allowed before decimal point are 4. How we are arriving with that number 4? 6 minus 2, 4. So whereas we try to supply 5 digits before decimal point, that's why we are seeing overflow error. Similar way, when we try to supply incompatible value to any column with respect to its data type, then we will get errors. Okay. And we try to insert a date value with the year like 2016-05. Remember, guys, always a data type related data will be in this format: YY-MM-DD. Whereas in the place of DD, we try to pass value as 00. Tell me, guys, what is the month name here from this number? May. 05 represents May. May 0. Do we have any such date available in the calendar saying May 0, 2016?
No.
No. That's why it's saying an error. Conversion failed when converting date. Okay. So this way we will get errors when we try to pass incompatible values to the columns with respect to their data type. Okay. Tell me, what is not null key, guys? What is not null? What is not null constraint?
We must supply any of the value.
If you define not null constraint on any column, it won't allow null values. What does it mean? A value needs to be supplied mandatorily to that column. If we try to insert an empty value or null value, we will get an error. We will be written with an error. When a column is defined with null, then it allows nulls. When a column is defined with this key, unique key. What does it mean, guys? Unique key?
Not duplicates allowed.
No duplicates are allowed in the column data. Okay. In the column data, no duplicate values are allowed if we define any column with unique key. And tell me, guys, whether null values are allowed in unique key qualified column? Yes.
Yes, it is allowed.
Allowed.
Null values are allowed. Allowed in unique. Sorry, with unique key. Why? What is the reason? What is the reason, guys? Every null is a different.
Every null is not equal to null.
Every null is a different value in database. That's why every null is a different one from other null value. Every null is a different one from other null value. Another way, no two null values are same. Clear with this statement? No two null values are same. Okay? Clear is? Clear so far? Are we having understanding? Our understanding is good with respect to these constraints. Can I assume? Clear?
Yes, no.
Okay, good. Now, we are going to learn about one more important key. We're going to learn one more important key, which is called as primary key. It's called as primary key. Behavior, the characteristics of primary key, we already learned. It will have the nature like no duplicates are allowed. I'm saying no nulls are allowed. Okay, these two are characteristics of primary key. Now tell me, initial in this page, we are in this Excel sheet where we have discussed about three constraints, three column constraints. Now we are discussing about one key, primary key. Now tell me, primary key is having characteristics of which constraints here? What all our constraints are getting matched at combined?
Unique and not null.
Perfect. Both unique and not null. When we combine both unique and not null, one second. Not null, unique. When we say unique values are allowed and no nulls are allowed, then both unique and not null, if any column getting defined with both unique and not null constraints, then that column will be considered as a primary key. This is one way. There is another way to define a column itself instead of mentioning both unique. See, let's suppose I can write. Tell me, guys. Create table. Create table. I'll say sample. I'll open bracket, close the bracket. I'll say serial number as unique. Unique and space partner. Okay, this is same as this way, guys. Here, how many? What is the table name here in this statement?
Sample.
Perfect. What is the column name?
Sample. Serial number.
Serial number.
Okay. How many constraints I have defined on the serial number column? Unique.
3.
First.
Unique and not null.
Not null. Only 2 constraints I have defined. Okay. Now come to this section. Okay. What is the table name here?
Sample.
Sample.
Sample. Same.
What's the database name here?
School.
School.
Why we are saying school is a database name?
Use statement.
Because we use a statement.
We use that use keyword to connect to a particular database. So whichever name that we use, whichever text we use along with this use keyword, that will become a database name. Use school. Here school is database name. And here in this statement, sample is our table name. Serial number is our column name. And I'm defining my column as a primary key. Okay. Now see here, guys, what is an important thing that is getting missed here? Against a column, I have given table name and the column name constraints. What is one more important thing that is missing here? The column data.
Data type.
Perfect. Data type is missing here. Here we have to mention whether it is an integer one or varchar or character or dating, anything. Okay. Remember, primary key doesn't have any significance or any specific need or specific dependency on the data type of the column. You can define any column as a primary key. That data, the column can contain any data type. Let's suppose it can be integer. In our case, int. Okay. Now tell me, guys, if my statement is like this, I'll do one thing. Serial number, name, varchar, I'll say 10, not null, is int. I'm saying null basically, and city varchar 5. I'm leaving it manually. Okay. So primary key demo. I'm naming my table as primary key demo. I'm taking a new sheet. I'm selecting school, by clicking on school database using new query option. I'm pasting my query here. Tell me what is the table, what is the database name here? Yes?
School.
What is the table name?
School. Table name is
Primary key type.
Perfect. Primary key demo is our table name here. Primary key demo is our table name. How many columns you have here? How many columns you have?
4.
How many numeric columns you have? How many numeric columns you have here? How many numeric columns?
All 4.
Only 2, right? Age and serial number columns are numeric ones because they are defined with int data type. Whereas name and city are text, varchar data type. These are text related data. Now tell me how many characters, how many text related data columns are there in that table?
2.
2. Perfect. What are those?
Name and city.
Name and city. Now tell me, out of these 4 columns, as per your knowledge, out of these 4 columns, how many columns will allow null values? As per our current knowledge, answer this question. How many columns allows null values?
2.
What are those?
Age and city.
Age and city.
Age and city. Okay. Age is defined with null constraint. Then what does it mean? Null values are allowed. But why city?
Because no constraint is decided.
No constraint is defined here, saying null values are not allowed. We haven't defined a city column either with unique key or we haven't qualified saying not null We haven't mentioned any constraint here. We have simply defined this column, the column name space data type. After that, we haven't mentioned anything. In that case, by default, such columns will allowed with null values. Such columns are allowed to have null values inserted. Okay? Now tell me, how many columns are not allowed with null values?
Two
How
columns.
many columns? What are those?
Serial number and name.
Serial number and name. Why serial number is not allowed with null values? I'll do one thing.
Primary key it will not allow
Okay.
null values and duplicate values.
Okay. Begin is also one of the data type. What else? Other begin. Unique answer. Okay. How many columns I have?
5.
4.
5 columns. Serial number. Serial number, I'm saying. Number. Name, age, city, Aadhaar. Now. What else? Aadhaar. Okay. Now tell me, guys. Serial number. This is int. I'll also give constraints that you have defined. Now tell me, guys. For serial number column, duplicates allowed or not?
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
And nulls?
No. No nulls.
Not allowed.
Oh, okay, good. Now, here, name. Duplicates allowed? Name column. Tell me, guys, for name column, duplicates are allowed?
Yes.
Yes. Because we haven't defined the name column as a unique one. We have simply mentioned not null. That's all. Okay. Okay, good. Now, null values in the name column, null values are allowed?
No null.
No. Why?
Constraint were defined as not null.
Not null. Perfect. Now, age column. Duplicates allowed?
Yes.
Yes. The reason? We haven't mentioned the age column with the constraint,
Yes,
either
unique.
unique or primary key or something. Okay. Now, null values?
Yes.
Yes, because we have explicitly qualified our age column saying age column having null constraints. Now, city column allows, we haven't mentioned any constraint here, empty. Now tell me, city column allows null values?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It will allow. Because we haven't qualified this column saying either unique or primary key. No constraint defined here. So city column will allow duplicates. Now tell me. Null values are allowed?
Yes.
Right?
Because we have not defined any constraint.
Correct. Now, Aadhaar. Tell me, duplicates allowed?
No.
No. No.
Why? We have defined unique.
Unique constraint.
Now, this one, nulls allowed?
Allowed. Yes.
Yes. Why? Why nulls allowed?
Because every null is unique.
Every null is unique. Remember that. Yes, I'm getting office call. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So, guys. So these are the columns we have used as part of our table, and these are the constraints we have defined against those columns. And as per the constraints, either duplicate or nulls allowed or not allowed. This is the status. Okay. I think you people are now clear. Now tell me, which particular key is not allowing both duplicates and nulls?
Primary key.
Primary key. Perfect. Now, if I ask you the difference between unique and primary key, unique key and primary key.
Unique key will allow nulls and primary key will not allow the nulls.
See, only these two differences you have to answer. Primary key and both primary key and unique key are allowing which kind of values? Sorry, both primary key and the unique key are having similarity with respect to
No
not
duplicates are allowed.
with respect to not allowing duplicate values. See, same value and we are using here. Now, with respect to null values, allowing null values, primary key is not going to allow null values, whereas unique key going to allow null values, as every null is a unique value. Okay, clear guys? All right, every null is a unique one. Okay, clear guys? Yes, clear.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay, so whenever you're having any doubt or any clarification to be taken with respect to constraints behavior or keys behavior, you just with your understanding, not by referring any Google source or any book or any other material, with your understanding, you start preparing a chart like this, whichever constraint you remember. Let's suppose check constraint, default constraint, okay, null constraint, not null constraint. Remember, no constraint at all, even an empty one, this like this, no constraint, unique constraint, primary key. Like this, you list out all these things and you write some small description here. Like, okay, what will this constraint, what kind of behavior this constraint applies to our column data, like that. And okay. And after that, remember, all these constraints and keys will not have any dependency on the data type of the column. The data type can be anything, either integer, numeric, character. These constraints will have similar kind of behavior. Majority times, these constraints will have either allowing duplicate values or not allowing duplicate null values, or applying some default value if the value for the particular column is not given in the insert statement, or applying some condition on the data. Let's suppose while inserting data into age column, we can define a constraint saying age must be greater than 18, then only insert that record. Okay, clear guys? So this is actual learning guys. Remember, you will get at least 1 or 2 interview questions around this topic, is constraint related concept. The major interview question is like, what is the difference between primary key and unique key? Now tell me guys, this is your interview question. What is the difference between unique key and primary key? What is your answer?
Primary key will not allow null values, Whereas unique key will allow the null values.
Why? Why unique key
Because
allows null values?
Because every null value is different.
Every null value is different. Perfect. But you have to also mention both primary key and unique key will not allow duplicate values. You have to mention that point as well. Okay. We have to mention this point as well. They do not allow duplicate values, but unique key allows null values, but primary key will not allow null values. This way we have to answer. Okay. Now let's start officially creating a column with the primary key and observe the behavior. See guys, I'm executing. A table got created. I'll save this script. Session11 SQL Server. Remember guys, whenever we use primary key, this keyword against any column, I'll tell you. I'll show you with the examples. Okay. I have executed and primary key demo table got created here. I'm refreshing table section. Primary key demo created here. Okay. Now I'll try to insert data. Tell me guys, what are the mandatory columns that needs to be involved here in the insert statement? What is the count of minimum number of columns that can be used here? Guys.
1, sir.
As per this table, 2. Name also, because if you do not provide name, null values are not allowed in this table, right? In the table.
Yes.
Serial number and name. Guys, getting a point? Why we have to choose minimum side to column names to insert a record into this table? Because only these 2 columns are having constraint with the null values. Rest of other 3 columns allows null values. Getting a point, guys? So whichever columns do not allow null, those columns mandatorily needs to be there in your insert statement. Remember that. The columns which are allowing null values, those need not to be there as part of your insert statement. Okay. Okay, guys. Now tell me. I'll say serial number column, comma, name column. I'll say values. I'll give value 1 and in the name ABC. Okay, we'll give, if I insert this, how many records will be inserted, guys?
2.
Only 1. See, I'm inserting. I have inserted 1 row. After that, I'm selecting. Only 1 record. See here. Okay. Now, I'm inserting 1 more record. Serial number 5, BCD. What is happening here? What's happening, guys, here? I'm saying unique key constraint, unique primary key. Okay. Let me open this table. Constraints. See, guys, primary key PK constraint, after that unique key constraint also created here. Violation of unique key constraint. Cannot insert duplicate key in object primary key demo. The duplicate value is null. Now, Aadhaar. Let me pass 1111. Let's see. I pass 6. Violation of unique key constraint. Yeah, correct. Okay. So for now, we'll close our primary key discussion concept. Yes. Later, we'll move on to this. So right now, what is the first record that we have created in this table? This is first record we have created. Fine. So, no. This is second record. Okay. After that, when we try to select the data using select statement, we are seeing how many records?
2 records.
2 records. Now, I try to insert one more record. Just 3, DEF, 2222. I'm inserting. Got inserted. I'm selecting and seeing my data. See guys, what is the first record order? What is the first record I have created? What is the serial number value?
1.
What is the second record inserted? What is the serial number value?
5.
3.
And the third record serial number value?
3.
3. But in the output, if you observe, if you carefully notice, what is the order of records that are getting shown? With respect to
Ascending
serial
order.
number? Ascending order. Though you insert different values for serial number column in different orders, internally an index will be created for primary key columns. This primary key column will have an index created. See here, if you go to index, we'll have an index created. What is an index, guys? Index will give you some root information. Directly, instead of going to step 1, step 2, step 3, all the pages, you can directly skip into this concept that you interested in, right? See, in every textbook, we'll be having some index page. That index page contains the concept, chapter 1. Chapter 1 contains these concepts. These are the page numbers. Chapter 2 contains these concepts and each concept by page number. Chapter 3, chapter 4, like that. We will have different chapters related index at the beginning of the book. Okay. So the person that he interested in a specific chapter and specific concept, no need to go through the book starting from page 1 sequentially 1, 2, 3 like that till the end of till the page that he reached, that he intended to, right? He can straight away jump to that particular page by identifying the page number from the index. Following me guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The same way, whenever we create a column with primary key, for that column internally an index table will be built, an index will be maintained, saying this table in future, this table can grow in such a way that this table holding 1 million records. 1 million records. Primary key demo containing 1 million records. Nothing but how many records, guys?
10 lakhs.
10 lakh records. Okay. So in such cases, to make this selection process, selecting data, making this data selection process easy, internally, this particular table, primary key demo containing a column serial number as a primary key. So that primary key column data will be maintained in such a way that, see, these 10 lakh records will be stored internally in a database in the form of pages, guys. Page 1, 100 records, 1,000 records. Page 2, 2,000 records. Getting point, guys? Sorry. 1 to 1000. 1001 to 2000. Like that, page 100 will have something like this. So, internally, your table, primary key table records related rows, data will be stored internally this way. You guys get my point? Is getting my point? Right now, what is my row count in my table?
3.
3. Row count is 3. Whereas in future, if this table grows such a way that this table holding 1 million records, then internally those 1 million records are organized through different pages. Page 1 contains this paging concept is like internal memory. The way internally this database organize the data, guys, in the memory. Remember that. It's like it is not visible directly to us. We will consider our data saying our data is getting stored as part of a table. But internally, this table is organized through different pages. Like this page was page 1 containing 1 to 1000 records, page 2 containing 1000 to 1001 to 2000 records, like that page 100 containing 9,99,999 records to 10 lakh records. Okay. Clear, guys? Guys, clear? In such cases, if you want to identify one record, how many pages your database has to search for? To select one record, let's suppose if I say select, you can search for only one particular record. Select star from primary key demo table where my serial number equal to 5. I want to identify a record from the table where serial number value matches 5. So to identify this one particular record, how many pages our database engine has to search for, guys?
1 page.
Only one.
No,
Page
not one page. Not one page. It has to start from first page till the time it finds that fifth record. It has to search for all the pages, right? Let's suppose if records available in the first page itself, then only one page, going through one page is enough. If your record containing in the second page, if record contains in the second page, then first it will check for page 1. If not found, it will go to page 2. Like that, from the beginning from page 1, it has to search for all the pages until your record with the serial number 5 found. Okay. This is unnecessarily increasing our query execution time and also having performance impact, right? That's why internally, whenever any table is created, and if the table containing any primary key column defined, okay, on the primary key column, an index table will be created. Index will be created such a way that serial number 1 to 1000 available in page 1. Serial number 1001 to 2000 available in page 3. So guys, getting my point? This is record count. Do not get confused with the serial number. These are serial number values. Serial number 1, serial number 2, column values. These are record numbers. Remember that, guys. Okay. Suppose if it is there in page 3, possible. Because you have inserted at later point of time. See here, initially we have inserted row 1. After that we have inserted 5. And after some time we have inserted 3. So now tell me, if I try to execute this query, what happens? It will check for, okay, which column they have tried to filter the data. Serial number equal to 5. Serial number is a primary key column. So it will go to this index. In this index, serial number value 5. Value 5 falls in which range? Yes. In the range 1 to 1000 or 1000, 1 to 2000. Which range?
1 to 1000.
1 to 1000. 1 to 1000 serial number values available in which page?
Page 3.
So it will directly go to page 3 and it will fetch the data. So how many pages are traversed here to get your data?
3 pages.
Oh, only one page.
1 page.
One page.
Only one page, right? You are just identifying page information here. That's all. With the index table, you are identifying in which page my record data is available based on the value you have supplied in the select query. See here, the select query, you have supplied what value? 5. Okay, serial number column 5. Serial number is a primary key, so it will have a index. So it will go to index first, serial number key index. In this index, whichever value is passed, okay, it will check, okay, value 5 is passed. So value 5 is available in this table. Internally, this index will be built as soon as you insert a record. This index will keep on getting updated as we keep on inserting or updating our data into this primary key demo table. It's a dynamic one. Your index keep on getting updated. It's not like a static or fixed book, which is getting printed and sold out saying fixed number of 400 pages. It's not the case because as our business increase, our table will have more number of records added on daily basis. So as soon as a new record inserted, immediately, let's suppose if you insert one more record saying 2, as soon as you insert one more record saying 2, it will go and update this index saying, okay, record number 1, 2, 3, 5 available in this page, this way. It will update this index. And see, try to select the data. It will order and show you the order of data is getting ordered on the basis of serial number column. On the basis of serial number column. It is not on the basis of the order that we inserted. It is not following the order that we chosen to insert. What is the order of values that we have chosen to insert in the serial number column? Tell me, what is the order?
1,
1, 5, 3,
1, 5, 3, 2. But whereas internally it is getting organized properly this way, 1, 2, 3, 5. Whenever any value comes in between, let's suppose 1, 5 came. After that 3 came. Okay. 3, the value 3 will fit in where? Where it will fit? Between 1 and 5. No. See, we have, before inserting this record, we do not have any record in a table. We have inserted one record with the value 1. And say in the second insert, we have inserted with the value 5. And we have in the third insert, we have inserted serial number column with the value 3. 3 will fit into which range? Between 1 and 5, right? After 1, before 5. True or not?
True.
If again after I try to insert 2, where it will fit? After which value?
1 and 3.
After 1 and before?
3. Before 3.
3 and 5.
This way it will internally address your data. Address and organize your data based on the primary key column. Okay. So this is the difference between unique key and primary key. One more difference, guys. When you define any column with the primary key, internally an index will be created, which will allow you to search your data with a less execution time. We can identify our data, or we can fetch or select our data easily because index will be created. But for unique key, no index will be created. Remember that. No index will be created for unique key. And primary key column will maintain order of the data. Irrespective of the order you try to insert the data, primary key column ensure the order of the data maintained with respect to primary key column. So if I insert 2 records, 4 saying PQR, XYZ. So if I insert these 2 records, where it will fit, guys? The record number 4 will be fit between which values?
3 and 5.
Okay, between 3. After 3, after third record, and before 5th record.
After 5th.
And 6.
After Fifth record.
From the possible values, it will be defined, okay, 6 will be coming after fifth record. Execute. To record inserted. I'm executing. See here, order is maintained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It ensures the primary key column ensures the order of the data maintained with respect to the primary key data. On what basis our data is getting organized, guys, here? Getting sorted and organized? On
Based
what
on
column
primary key.
databases? Serial number column databases. And serial number column is a
Primary key.
primary key in a table. Clear? Clear, guys? Yes, clear?
Yes, sir.
This is primary key, guys. So these are the duplicate versus null value constraints. And this is our table structure. I think it has to come later. This way. Okay. This is primary key column. Okay. Now tell me, guys, what is primary key? Come on, guys. An index will be created for the primary key column columns saying primary key column data availability respect to page number of table data, which makes record search from the table based on the primary key column value easy. Remember this. And this is the discussion. So this is one point. And this is another part. Okay. Okay. So here, when I search for my data this way, serial number 5, first it will go to where, guys? First, it will be routed to index. It will be routed to this index. Serial number 5. Serial number 5 falls in this range, page number 3. And page number 3, it will go to page number 3 and fetch the data. Clear, guys? Case clear? How the index works?
Yes, sir.
We will discuss about index separately, guys, but as we are into that context, I am explaining that index concept so that you will clearly notice the difference between unique and the primary keys. Okay. If we try to search a record from the table based on the primary key column value, on that value, it will first do what it will do? What happens first? Index
Create
search.
an index.
Index search will happen. Index search will be happen to know page number. Okay. After that, once page number is identified, record search will happen. the page number. Okay. Clear? See, if I execute this statement, how many records will be fetched? Only one. The record which is having serial number as 5. But internally, these many operations will happen. It will go to index. It will check for that index, where in which page the serial number 5 value available. So, okay, in page number 3 is available. It is going to page number 3. It is going to fetch that particular record, and it is giving that single record. Otherwise, it has to search through all the pages, which takes more execution time. Now, with the index, it takes only one page to search for the data. Clear? Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So that's all, guys. I'll give you this slide and SQL file as well with you. Just try to create and create a table with primary key and just check by giving different order data, like initially 10, after that 6, after that 1, 2, after that 8, like that. Give different orders data and then try to fetch the data and see. Clear, guys? Yeah, I'll be back,
Yes,
guys, in like 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, I'll be attending a meeting. So after that, I'll take Power BI session. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.